to figure out who is on this side and who is on that side. Then,
so my lord, we had commenced our submissions in my lord. We had commenced our submissions then.
Instead of different combination, you have to start again.
So that you have
You have to start again.
Start again.
This capital is not going to be over the back.
The latest affidavit, if Lordship goes through the latest affidavit, astounding statements have been made.
5,000 millets who refused to take service.
Yeah, again included.
Yeah, now again counting 4,900 odd. They never joined millets.
Lordship,
You have to respond.
Lordship, that affidavit, Lordship. You need to respond.
State of Uttar Pradesh has filed the
Yes, Lord. Lordship directions.
चलो एक बार ऐश्वर्या भाटी
I beg to appear, my lords.
So, Mr. Gupta, Mr. Goswami, Mr. Dave, all of you want to file?
Yes. We need to actually.
You also want to?
Yes.
Because it's uniformly unfair.
We are not going to be disturbed by this affidavit. We don't have
भाई चालू बा हाँ चालू हो गया है
So Lordship may ask any of the AORs to prepare a category so that Lordship may hear it.
Lordship will have to hear the main issue. Whether or not a reserved category candidate after availing relaxation or B.Ed and the NDR and then can migrate millards into the general categories. Not that is millard against the bylaws that are made now.
In fact, if Lordships recall, I had indicated that there are sufficient vacancies, and therefore Lordships had told the state, since there are 1,28,000 vacancies and there are hardly 10,000, if you can accommodate them, and that is when this exercise started. And that is that.
If we have to hear it on merits, why call for responsibility affidavit?
तोरे चलता
I know it's right. Just that we have to put on record.
जब रिजर्व साहब दिखा दो तो जब का खर खराब है क्या बड़ा हो रहा
Allow any party to rely on an affidavit. The judgment of the High Court.
इंसान का मारा था
It is not going to work. Why? So prolong the agony of people.
the High Court will have to hear it, so let's forget about the affidavit.
I agree.
How long will you take?
My lord, we were not made pardon in the High Court while this matter, this appeal was decided. Because in reservation also there are other.
Because I think in one sentence, the issue is whether a meritorious reserve category candidate who takes the benefit at a qualifying stage and not in the final determination of merit is to be considered in the general category or reserve category. That's the only issue.
ये सरकार लगा
And
I would not put it
and this is answered by four times.
Very recent.
Yes, Malas. Where he said you have to go by the rules. And this very rule, Malas, has been considered by this honorable court and an interpretation which in my respectful submission.
Who is saying that we will not hear you, Dr.
We're not
I'm just trying to figure out this side. How much time it will take?
May I suggest, Malas, give us 10 minutes first and then maybe 2 hours may not be required. 5 minutes, Malas, I'll show 2 judgments, Malas.
There is some need of filing a reply of this affidavit. Put in our written submissions, and then it will be quicker. We can put in our written submissions, all of us, and then we can then touch upon and then that will be quicker.
How many of you would argue?
रिटर्न सबमिशन जमा करता हूँ तुम भाई
I will fill that out.
We'll have
2 pages each.
Because we've already done that.
20 pages.
In fact,
that's the best way.
combined written submission is already been filed.
We'll keep it to
ये
it.
यार ऑनलाइन
The
जो
combined written submission has already been filed. Nodal
Most
councils
of
were
them
appointed on
decide.
both sides brought about a year ago, and combined written submissions on both sides have already been filed, which have been taken from respective parties, and a compilation is already filed.
ये ऑनलाइन जुड़ा था किसी बहस करते ये हम अपन पक्के बैठे
Of course, Lordship may hear it separately.
Madam, we'll hear you. If we require a different judgment to be delivered for your case. So by next Tuesday, please hand over your submissions.
Well, if I may,
Five
written
from
submissions
this
on
side,
both
5 from
sides.
this side. Into 2, not more than 20 pages. Then we take so much.
Well, if I may, Written submissions have already been filed on both sides.
मंदिर
even
कावड़ा
those
करना
even filed by IBA. So now after filing a affidavit by the state government, the situation has changed. It is need to file a written submission.
6 man on both sides. Lord, what will happen is after the lordship's order, there will be 6 more on this side and 6 more on that side. That's the problem. So,
Why 6 more on that side?
because Lord, there are a total of 47 matters here. Today we are only 5 of us here and 5 the rest have not bothered to turn up. But Lord, when your lordship fixes,
We are not going to allow.
Yes.
And there is on the list.
Let
Let the hammer fall today. This side, 5 on this side. Next Tuesday.
And just one request, lordships may consider.
Lord, who will be also in issue when more than 5
That is for you to decide.
Last
That is for you to decide. Mr. Kawat, you remember that other matter, West Bengal matter?
that
You
will
said,
given us 10
give us 15 valid cases. You could not make even 15.
lordships may consider Tuesday week. Tuesday week.
10 of us will not, it will not be
We just want the submission
By
to be
Tuesday.
signed,
And then
thereafter we fix it.
Obliged.
But we will look into it whether you have honored our request or not.
What I would suggest, if your lordship will permit,
Achha, there are private parties on either side.
that is what I was trying to
We
ये
should
किलो
work
है?
for the government. So, 5 plus 1.
whatever. I would, if
सरकारी
your lordship permits,
ऐश्वर्या
in our
बाकी
case that is going
सरकार
up
का
before judgment. So in my submission, I'll annex those judgments separately and just highlight the relevant matters. So it's not it does not have to go back to your book.
Judgments you can again.
Lordships,
Then the parties who are on record advance their submissions thereafter we can.
whatever the petition, not the part, they were those.
जजवा का दिखा था पढ़ा दूंगा कुछ पढ़ा दूंगा अपने बतिया होगा आपको से बतिया होगा सरिये भाटी नहीं है सरकारी वकील यार बुजुर्ग जो अगर झिलावत हो माचोल भारुका में मुंह लेके भारुका में मुंह लेके मारा मुंह फूट जाए ताकत होता है हट मैं ये चले ये हट का ना है
So our judgment in that Rajasthan High Court have anything to do with this?
yes, there are more direct judgments that we see. Your lordship is right, yes, that is also on MRC, etc. I had assisted your lordship on the other side. But there are more direct judgments specifically interpreting the same rule.
Because there were parties who were writ petitioners in the High Court who have not been made parties here. We were the writ petitioners here who have not been made parties. So we are directly affected. So we have to be allowed to not respect to address your lordship. It can't be that we are the writ petitioners and not made parties here.
But at this point of time, let the interveners that final comment with it on it.
Next Tuesday, only we get your submission.
Right.
Looking at the submissions we fix it.
Very well.
Malad, if I may,
Malad, may I have the liberty to just make one submission, Malad?
Sir, we have said, let us first hear the parties on record. Yeah?
Malad, may I have the liberty to make one submission, Malad?
Who is submitting from which side we don't?
Malad, may I have, Malad, for the state, Malad, if your lordships will permit, my colleagues have, Malad, rejected the affidavit otherwise that we have placed, but if your lordships will see the affidavit, we have actually put a list of almost 9,500 people who can be accommodated after seeking some directions from your lordships. So my lords may keep, Malad, because we have made a submission, we have put the difficulties that we have because of other judgments, but the lists are there, my lords, and the list will accommodate almost 9,500 people.
I wonder on last occasion, my lord, may I make a submission, my lord? On last occasion, my lord have said that those who are in the service, they are not going to be disturbed. And if the state is willing to accommodate all those persons who might have come into the list, if the list was redrawn, the number is, the state is assuring that we are going to, then for what purpose this exercise is going to be done, my lord?
So, my lords, the last order your lordships had.
When the state is only publicized the 9,000, state must keep applied those who has already been appointed. There's a one thing, they have been
more less meritorious have been appointed. So then the problem is solved. We can all go home smiling. That would be
been appointed.
The main problem
The
is
only thing will be
the
clear.
state is willing to accommodate those persons who are already who would have been in the list if the list is redrawn.
So, my lords, let me make this clear, my lords. My lords, your lordships recorded in the.
These are not there in the list.
If your lordships will have that, my lords, and kindly have the last order. Our, my lords, our submission to your lordships were that whoever comes in the redrawn list, if your lordships will have the last order and then the
These are people who didn't join and have been put back in this.
my lords, we have put the entire facts before your lordships.
Please kindly have a look at the paragraph lordships.
My lords, these are separate categories. If your lordships will have, permit me to place.
The affidavit is not very clear.
My lords, if your lordships, if my colleagues can permit me to place it.
It's spread over 9 paragraphs. You take only 3.
Well,
खींचे फोटो इन करे जी हाँ कि हाँ बाबली बदलाएगा हाँ वही ना लगता
Are being considered here? No.
we don't know.
Just now made this submission.
4,009 minutes.
in page 3, paragraph 3b. Paragraph 3b.
My lords, we could not have ousted these on our own, my lords. We have presented the complete factual basis before your lordships.
4946 candidates were included in this merit list but did not assume charge. However, these candidates are now included in the new redraft.
So, my lords, my respectful submission is, we could not have ousted them on our own, my lords. We have presented the entire factual basis before your lordships. The list is redrawn in terms of the merit. If your lordships direct, now the entire factual.
Is it a fact that you offered appointment to them but they did not accept?
Yes, it says so. They were included in the previous merit list but did not assume charge at that time. We have disclosed the complete facts, but in terms of merit,
They cannot take charge. They are excluded.
Yes.
That is the question of taking charge.
Yes. No, Malaj, they were included in the merit list and they did not assume charge.
They were included in the merit list. They were issued offers.
Yes,
They
Malaj.
did not accept.
That's right.
After the first counseling, these are the candidates who were offered, but after the
Let
first
us be clear on this.
Yes, ma'am. So,
So,
Malaj,
4946, you can verify upon taking instructions. If somebody has been offered appointment, he
Yes,
doesn't join by the stipulated date.
Yes.
Why should you consider him again?
so Malaj, if your lordship so direct, it can be removed, but on merit they are high, so we had to present it before your lordship, Malaj.
But on first round counseling and second round counseling, they not accepted their appointment.
My lord, the only affected persons are these 3,320.
And further, the state is not in position. In further, the state is not in position. How can they will adopt the case of given by this honorable court is Devesh Sharma. The Devesh Sharma, the case of Devesh Sharma,
5,000 are these.
those persons who having the B.Ed qualifications have already been appointed, and those persons who have not been.
And an undertaking was given to the High Court that it will be done.
The state has right now.
And after
Well, this 5,000 has created an entire problem, my lord. If they remove 5,000, there will be no problem, my lord. The matter can be solved, everybody can go smiling, my lord. Two category, 1,207 plus 1,214 by the High Court's order.
of the SLP paper book, vacancies are more than 2 lakhs. I'm still reiterating it. Vacancies are more than their own document at page 745. SLP document page 745. The state of UP's own document. Vacancies are more than 2 lakhs. They're still not willing to accommodate us. We are all meritorious. We have all passed the exams. All that
You will file your written notice that yes, let us apply all right.
Malaj, even on B.Ed and BTC, Malaj, because there is a judgment of your lordship's court, Malaj, we can't include it, Malaj. It will need directions from your lordships. But Malaj,
Proceedings considered. They have indicated that written submissions filed with number from either side, as well as submission on behalf of the state of Uttar Pradesh, may be filed by Monday next. Upon looking into the written notes of submissions, we propose to fix a date of hearing.
A combined written submission has already been filed about a year ago. The rural councils appointed from both sides.
The interview has been heard after the parties on record have advanced this. We'll hear. It's fine.
It's not required, my lord.
Submissions will be you have your own case, you set out. They have their own case, let them set it out, we'll consider.
very grateful.
Plus, there are two.
In item 14, I am requesting for a short pass.
13.64, it was tagged, but notice was not issued in 13.64, my lordship. Diary